Aljamain Sterling on the Weekly Scraps podcast gives an official response to Dana White's comments over the weekend. Dana was upset about Aljo claiming that he would try to make the fight against Sean O'Malley in August and only verbally agreed to the fight. Aljo said that he has done everything the UFC has asked of him and doesn't understand why he doesn't get the same praise from Dana as guys like Conor McGregor.
So Hunter is my neighbor, comes over to my house, said, what's going on? You know, and I think, you know, we got his manager on the phone, stuff like that. It's just, Aljo's one of those guys who just can't get out of his own way. You know, apparently he's in for the fight. Why he said that, who knows? It's just, yeah. This is my life, brother. This is my life.
But if that fight...
The fight is on.
Okay, I don't want to...
The fight is absolutely, positively on.
Awesome.
Yes.
Actually, let's go through chronological order, because you're not gonna keep you're not gonna keep up with this defamation, because unless Uncle Dana, bro, I'm still waiting on that Lambo too. You put me in this situation. If you want me to be the bad guy, tell me behind closed doors, behind the scenes, Aljo, this is what we're gonna do. This is the script. Here it is. It's not WWE, but this is the script. This is what we see that the fans are picking up on you. Why don't we just take this and turn the volume up and accelerate the noise and make this as crazy as possible? I'm with it. You guys know I like to play a character. I'll be him. Let me be the character, but get me in on the joke. Let's get in on the joke together. But not when you're gonna keep doing this stuff and then making me look like I'm a or like, nah, bro, you're not gonna keep doing that, dog. Like, out of here. I've done everything the UFC has asked me to do. Everything. 2 partially torn biceps. I went through 2 training camps like that. Fought through, beat Piotr Jan, former champion, beat TJ Dillashaw, former champion. Say whatever you want about his freaking out. Oh, it's controversial win. You didn't really win. 48-46, SMD. And then you got Henry Cejudo, the greatest combat athlete of all time, self-proclaimed. I beat this guy also with a partially torn bicep tendon.
Yeah.
Every single time they've asked me to fight, I've saddled up, put my nuts on the table, and I showed out every single time and I won. So it's just like, at what point do I get credit from the UFC, from Uncle Dana? Dana is super nice behind closed doors. But then he tells me I can't get out of my own way. There's never been a fight that was scheduled where people signed the contract. And remember, contracts are just formality. It's just to say, hey, you're gonna show up. Like, no one's gonna sign a contract and actually just not show up in the UFC. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So let's stop pretending that's a thing. Okay, I agreed to the fight. I agreed to the TJ fight. You guys wanna ask Dana when I signed the freaking TJ contract. You guys are gonna be wildly surprised. When was the date that I signed that contract? If I say I'm gonna show up, I fucking show up and I fight. So my thing with Dana is, damn dog, why can't you just give credit where credit is due? Why can't you, like, even if you feel I can get out of my own way, there's no context behind that. Because literally everything you've asked me to do, I've done it. So make it make sense. What does that even mean, Dana? What's so hard for Dana to go, absolutely the fight's done. We spoke to him. This kid's always shown up to the fights. He always makes weight. He does all the media stuff. We know he's gonna show up. Yeah, he just fought 2 weeks ago. Yeah, he's a little banged up, but he gave us his word that he's gonna show up for this fight. The kid's a killer, the kid's a stud. Isn't he awesome? The same way he goes for Conor. Whenever Conor does something, oh my God, isn't he awesome? Isn't he awesome? I'm like, can I be awesome too, David? I'm not asking for much, my boy.
It's crazy.
I'm not asking for much, my boy. Dana, I said I'm fighting. Hunter, I'm fighting. What else do you want me to do? I'm fighting. Just let's figure this out. Goddamn.
So you are fighting August 19th?
I'm fighting August 19th.
All right.
Sean O'Malley on the Bro Malley Show previews his upcoming title fight against Aljamain Sterling. Sean versus Aljo has been made official. The two are set to fight at UFC 292 on August 19th.
The UFC called me today. We're about to announce this, to give you a little warning, a little heads up, and Dana's going live soon. I said, all right, bet. I didn't know what else they were going to announce. I thought, they might announce Jamal Hill versus Yuri, because that was kind of being on talks. But no, Big Daddy's the main event against Aljamain Sterling, August 19th. Boston, Massachusetts.
Can you call him Aljamain anymore?
Nope, can't call him Aljamain. He's back-to-back headline shows.
Good for him.
Good for him.
So what are your thoughts on it? Initial reaction? I mean, this is awesome, man. Congratulations. You've been talking about this for years, and it just comes to fruition.
It still feels kind of real. I mean, it feels real, but it just still seems so far out.
Yeah.
That I think once it gets a little closer, maybe because there's still big fights coming. Once it's like the next big fight, which is weird. I feel like they announced it super far out.
Yeah.
Dana was just too excited. First of all, Aljo called Dana Daddy Dana, which is really weird.
Yeah.
He said, "What are you gonna ask Daddy Dana to fight in August?" I'm like, first of all, I've never called him Daddy Dana, so I don't know where you got that term from. Daddy Dana. I don't know if that's what you have on your phone. I don't know. I call him Uncle Dana. To call another grown man Daddy, like he straight up, those were out of his mouth. I've never called him Daddy Dana. Aljamain calls Dana Daddy Dana. I'm, it's weird, but hey, everyone does their own thing. But Uncle Dana, what happened to Aljo saying September? What happened to him saying I got no pull, I got no power? They don't give a you do what Dana says. I'm like, exactly. That's what I'm saying in August. That's what Dana said. I'm not trying to move dates around. I'm just obeying Daddy Dana.
Yeah, which was kind of weird because Aljo was on the MMA Hour with Helwani like 2-3 days ago saying, I don't know. I'm going to come next week. I'll be able to tell if I can fight. And then once the news was released, Ray Longo, Aljo's coach, came out and said he hasn't heard Aljo say anything about him signing a deal or him saying the fight was on. So,
well, I'm showing up August 19th. Whether Aljo shows up or they put someone else in there, Daddy's there. Daddy's main eventing, headlining for the belt, regardless whether it's him or not.
Dustin Poirier went on the MMA Hour today with Ariel Helwani. Dustin gave his take on the upcoming boxing match between Nate Diaz and Jake Paul. The two are set to box on August 5th. Dustin believes Jake has most of the advantages aside from experience and thinks Nate's boxing is good for MMA. However, that's totally different. Dustin went on to say, "I'll definitely watch for sure. Man, Jake's younger, bigger, faster. It's not an easy fight, Just because Nate's a grizzled veteran with a lot of experience and Jake's a new guy who's on YouTube, he's got the money and the amenities to surround himself with the best people and dedicate himself to fighting, and he's younger and more explosive. I think Diaz's boxing is good for MMA. It's a completely different thing, It's a completely different thing." Ariel responded saying, "Are you leaning Jake?" And Dustin said, "Yeah." Ariel then went on to say that would be big. Jake Paul beats Nate Diaz, right? Like for everything that Nate represents, to lose to somebody like Jake Paul, that would be a big blow, don't you think? Dustin replied, "Of course, man. Yeah, of course. But that's fighting. I kind of want to go to the event. It's right here in Dallas. I'm a 6-hour drive from Dallas." Check out Dustin's full interview on MMA Fighting's channel. A link will be in the description. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. These comments are in reference to the Dana White, Aljamain Sterling, and Francis Ngannou situation. The first one says, "Let's look at the facts." 1. Ngannou has been asking for Jones for 3 years. 2. John been bulking up for 3 years to go to heavyweight. 3. John was threatening to retire because of poor pay in the UFC. 4. Dana has suggested that John didn't really want the Ngannou fight. 5. Ngannou has contract issues. Then John starts posting a bunch of training videos. 6. Ngannou's contract ends. John completes his 3-year bulking process. 7. John calls Ngannou scared after Ngannou gets better pay somewhere else. The second one says Dana White's response is what everyone expected him to say. And the final one's from Grace and Daniel. Says, "I'm a bigger fan of Sean O'Malley, but there's a point where we have to be fair to Sterling. 3-month turnaround time is damn short, especially for champions. A lot of champs fight a couple times a year, and Aljo walks around pretty heavy outside of the cage. I feel like Dana wants to rush Aljo into another camp and weight cut to give his new son a better chance. I'm not saying O'Malley is a bad fighter, but if you want a level playing field, Sterling gets a bit more time than that. By the time O'Malley steps in the octagon in August, it will be 10 months since his last fight." Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. If you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen to get caught up. And make sure to go subscribe to our second channel where we post our exclusive MMA interviews.